afternoon out here, day 17. Morning started off pretty well, sort of 12 to 14 knots. The boat was moving along nicely, and it just built and built and built, and then squall after squall after squall came through. And I've just been hammered. It doesn't look that bad now. It's not that bad, so not as bad as it was. But man, the worst gust was 50 knots, like a wall, just boom, coming straight through like a solid, not just wind, but like a solid, I don't know, force, just pushing through the whole air and sea, and oh man, I don't know how. Thankfully I was driving it, so I was able to take it straight in, and so it didn't catch on the sails. But if that had hit us on the side, man, it would have fully knocked us over. So I've really been struggling all afternoon trying to sail into the waves, stay on the rum line, but it's too bloody hard. I've just been getting thrown about all over the place. The boat's been getting annihilated. It's too hard, man. So I've turned around and I'm running with the waves right now, and I'm hoping that they're going to die down and I can get back on the books. But right now I'm getting back to Hong Kong, which is not ideal. Oh, big squall off in the distance there, huge one. So I've just tacked over. I was basically on a course. Heading straight into the middle of that thing. It's got ambles going up. Kilometers into the sky. It's full of energy, and I don't want to be anywhere near it. So tacked over with the engine on, and just basically trying to steer it clear of its path. Yeah, first squall of the day. I reckon it's going to be just another day like yesterday. Strong winds, big squalls, big seas. Just got to be patient, really. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's annoying sailing into the wind in these conditions, but it is what it is. Like, I don't have any choice. Day 19. I've been through a couple of squalls already this morning. Outside of the squalls, no wind, which is so annoying. Not even halfway. So this is really going to take a long time, this trip. So thankfully I've got the provisions for 50 days. But yeah, a little bit disheartening, I have to say. You know, I just can't seem to make any progress. The wind is so fickle. Surprisingly okay right now, but you know, the last week is just, it's never been from the right direction. It's never been steady for more than a couple of hours. And it's really difficult sailing. It's constantly shifting right now. I'm going to go through them 20 degrees. And there it goes. See, so this is what I'm talking about, right? See that, you're sailing along fine, boom, wind shifts, back-winded, you got to turn the engine on, get everything sorted. It's so frustrating. Anyway, a little bit of sort out. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, so I really am struggling. I'm worried. I'm in the northern hemisphere too long. I really need to get south and get south quickly. It's just storms bloody everywhere. I can't see that direction. Have a look at this direction. It's just storm over there, storm over there, storm over there. It's really constant right now, and I just, you know, this is what happens, right? It's the wet season, and so this is not unexpected. I guess what's a bit unexpected is just how difficult the sailing is, and just how fickle the winds are, and therefore how slow I'm going. Thankfully, I'm more than halfway through the Pacific leg, and it's probably a week to go, I think, until I'm in the doldrums and past the equator. So that's going to going to be a huge milestone. I'm really, you know, there's no typhoons forecast in the next 2 weeks, and so, you know, it should all be fine. It should all be okay. It's just, you know, I don't want to be here for too long. You know, it's only a matter of time until a low pressure system builds, and it's just tough sailing. You know, it's not feel good sailing. You don't make any good progress. Constantly moving and changing. You don't make any. You know, it just doesn't. It gets you down. Combined with the fact that because it's constantly changing, you know, you just don't get any sleep. The squalls are always waking you up or keeping you on edge. It's just not it doesn't feel safe. So I'm keen to get out here quickly. I just got hit by another squall. Let me just do that. Jesus, Relentless. It's like my third one today. Constantly reefing the main, furling the headsail, getting slammed by 30 knot winds. And it's coming exactly from where I need to go. And so my only option is to batter into them. Because when the squalls aren't here, there's very little wind, so it's so difficult to make any forward progress. That if I turn around and run away from these things, which is what I've been doing, but now I'm basically losing. If I do that, I lose all the ground that I've made. And so it's pointless. It's totally pointless. I spent all day trying to get forward momentum, get smashed by a squall, and end up where I started. Meanwhile, making no progress. Get the fuck out of here. Squalls, man. Oh. It's hard on your own. They're fucking scary, man. Like some of them, one of them, it shifted through 30 degrees, and so the headsail fully backwinded, boom pushed to the other side, and then the boat just went, and oh my god, I had my heart in my mouth. I honestly thought the rig was going to get ripped out. It's hard on your own. It's really hard. It's the relentlessness of it that I'm really struggling with. You know, I guess I'm okay with the squall, but it's just like, it's day 19, and other than a couple of nice days, it's just been shit weather the whole fucking time. And the weather's not the issue. It's just it's the violence and the ferocity of the squalls that are just, it's just a lot to take. It's a lot, man, because you know, when they hit, your nervous system just explodes. You know, you're full fight or flight mode, and because they're happening all the time, but you know, including at night, you can't sleep. I can't sleep through the day. I tried to have a nap. I was asleep for like 5 minutes, or dozing for 5 minutes, and fucking another squall hit from nowhere. And so, shit, I'm gonna back him in. Take your eye off it. I'm finding I'm having to steer more and more. I wonder if the issue with the autopilot, because it's not functioning the way it did the first few weeks. It's constantly making mistakes like that, you know, like it's on a wind vane, and so it should have a wind shift, no problem. It should just sound to the angle, but it's not, and so that's a bit of a worry. Oh man. What do you know? More bloody storms and squalls all around me. So I broke the main last night. I can't believe it. I had the third reef in, and it was late in the day. I was so tired, and I had it lashed down with sail ties, and I forgot to just forgot, and so I was trying to shake the rig up, and as I was pulling the halyard up, one of the sail ties caught in the middle of the sail, and just heard this, and my heart just jumped into my mouth, and I looked up, and I'm like, oh my god, I've ripped the fucking main. It's just like a total nightmare. So I pulled the whole thing down, put the engine on, made a cup of tea, and just chilled out. Nothing I could do about it there and then. And you know, sometimes you just gotta let things sort themselves out. Sort yourself out actually before you can sort things out. So it was dark, so I didn't want to try to fix it too quickly. The wind was on the nose all night anyway, so I thought, you know, may as well just put the motor on, try to get some rest, because I'm just properly exhausted. These squalls, it's constant, it's absolutely constant, and I'm just tired, and that's resulting in bad decisions and mistakes. Happened last night, so you know, you can't just keep on going with no sleep and just constant squall, and there've been no winds, and so it's just, I just don't feel like I'm making any progress. So I've had a coffee, about to go have some breakfast, and then I'm going to get on to fixing the sail. So I've got all the materials, so I think I can fix it. It won't be pretty, but as long as it holds, that's the main thing. And so that's the task for this morning. Get the main fixed, get back sailing. The wind is supposed to shift around to about 9 degrees later on this morning, which means that I should be able to get some okay sailing in. So let's just hope today's a better day. Alrighty, so I've got to get this main fixed, and that's about how long I've got to do it. Well, actually, two. One there and one there, and they're both bearing down on me. So I'm running the gauntlet, but I'm going to give it a go.
I've been holding out for way too long, been hoping you'll say you're mine. I've been so.
Alright, moment of truth. Let's get this main up.
Always behind. So go slow, don't rush, don't care too much, don't make me hold on to you. Girl, beware, you touch me just enough, and maybe I'll play your fool. Be singing, go, don't stop, won't feel no strain, no pop, won't be no lonely days, not anymore. Keep singing, go, don't quit, just stay, get used to it. Won't be no lonely waves, run to the shore, to the shore, to the shore.
Pretty good, if I do say so myself. Let's hope she holds. Day 21. I was pretty foggy yesterday. Thank heavens it was a calm day, calm night, no squalls, flat seas, decent wind, good mileage. Yeah, God, I really needed that. I really needed that 24 hours. We have averaged about 5.5 knots, so we'll do about 125, 130 knots, all perfect VMG, so heading straight for the rum line, on the rum line. I really love it out here. It's a different planet. Planet Ocean, not planet Earth. I quite like planet Ocean. It's a happy place. It's not easy. It's not a holiday. But that's what makes it. You know, the challenges, the tests, the the wet and windy days make the days when it's calm so sweet, so well earned. And when you fix problems, you feel good about yourself, and there's a really strong positive feedback loop. And so yeah, I can keep going. You have a choice now. I can't really turn around. And even if I did, it's a typhoon 500 miles that way. So 2 degrees higher latitude than where I am now. So it just goes to show, oh God, how bloody lucky I've been. Yes, the storm cells and squalls have been a pain, but being out here in a typhoon is so it's day 22, just past the halfway mark, and pretty much disaster. The gooseneck broke on the boom. And, I'm a long way away from anywhere. Shit. So thankfully happened in the morning. Squall wasn't too big, reached about 20 knots, bang, popped out. Chaos on board with the sails, managed to get it all down. And it's dead calm now. So, there's a few more squalls in the background, as you can see out there. Oh, these squalls. But for now, the seas are calm, which I think is hugely fortunate. So I'm going to pack up the main, take it off entirely, get it all cleaned up, and then I guess I'll look at the boom, gooseneck, just see if I can do any repairs. Anyway, see how we go. All right, so I've got the main off, and before I get a chance to really survey the damage and just sort of see what's wrong with the gooseneck, look what's about to hit me. Jesus, man. Every day I get slammed with these things. No wonder things are breaking. Like, this is just ridiculous. Anyway, so deep breaths, staying calm, not panicking. It's only going to make the situation worse. So keep on trying to clean everything up, get a little bit of order before this hits, and then see what happens. Yeah, it's worth the work, but ta-da! I got it back on! Yay! Oh, can't begin to tell you how bloody relieved I am. Oh, mate. Whew. So just got to get the main on now, and sort the reefing lines out. Had to replace the first reef, and so I need to rerun the first and the third reef. And then yeah, let's give it a try. About an hour or so's worth of work, but so far so good. Okay, well, here we have it. The mainsail. Whew! Gonna put the reefs in now, tidy everything up, but I think we'll be okay for now. So day 23. The gooseneck's holding! Woo! So let me just show you the handiwork. Here we go. So as you can see, I've got the third reef in. So my plan is to, if it's over 10 knots, to put the third reef in, just so there's not too much pressure on the gooseneck. Because while it's holding fine, it's creaking quite a lot. But yeah, we're sailing. So pretty happy, to be honest. Pretty tired though. It was a big day to get all that done. My arms and my back were just so painful this morning. When I woke up, I could hardly get myself out of bed. But really happy with how it's come together, and Wind conditions are really good, so made really good progress overnight. Pretty good now. So and it's forecast to be like this for the next few days. So I'm just desperately hoping that there aren't any major squalls. The squalls just decimate the wind. They suck up the squall sucks up all of the wind. So around the squall there's nothing, and it's very shifty because it's getting pulled in different directions from different cells. So when you're in the squall, it's intense and often coming from the totally different, the wrong direction. But then when the squall passes, there's either no wind or it's really shifty, which makes the sailing really difficult and challenging to make progress. And so I just really hope now. I'm at 4 degrees north latitudinally, and so I'm really hoping that now I'm getting closer to the equator, there'll be less of these storm cells, and I can just make solid progress. About 500 miles from the equator, so no, 400 miles from the equator I should say. So so hopefully if I can continue to have days like I have, it'll be 3 and a bit days. So day 24, pretty tired to be honest. Another series of squalls through last night, about 3:30. The seas are just, the problem is when the squalls come in, they just make the sea a total chaotic mess. And so even though the wind wasn't that strong, it didn't get above 20 knots, the resulting sea state meant that the boat was just getting thrown all over the place. And so the problem there is it just takes all the acceleration and all the forward momentum away, and the boat does like 1 or 2 knots really uncomfortably. I mean, it's just, it's all over the place, up and down, side to side, just really painful and impossible to sleep. And so so I filled the headsail, put the engine on, and just put us on the right course, 130 degrees. And I just went to sleep and got a few hours actually. I'm just seriously fatigued, really tired, physically tired, mentally tired, emotionally tired. It's I just can't seem to get a break. I'll have a rest day and then something goes wrong. I'll have a rest day and then something goes wrong. And and it's not, there's so much extra stress when something goes wrong out here. There's the energy required just to calm down and to not panic. But there's still, a ton of underlying anxiety. It's not like, I'm sitting here hearing the creaks in the gooseneck going, don't worry about it. Worst case it breaks and we'll be in port in a couple of hours and it'll all be fine. It's like, no, if that breaks, we've got a major problem. And that's just one example. There's the squalls. I feel like I don't know what I feel like. Battered wife, I don't know, but these squalls, they're constant. Every day I get hit. I'm just looking out now, there's anvils popping up all over the place. I've already been hit by one squall this morning, about 250 nautical miles north of the equator, and I desperately hope that when I get south of the equator that this instability is going to stop. But I mean, it's relentless, and I'm just exhausted. I can't get any rest. I just need a few days. So yeah, that's what it is. Oh, day 24 still sort of mid-morning. Another squall about to hit. This one looks pretty decent. So it's coming from about 135 degrees, so like exactly where I want to go. They all seem to be doing that. So I've just filled the head seal, put the engine on. I really, you know, otherwise I just spend hours going the wrong way, and I can't sail into that. I've got to tack into it, and it just gets too rough. It gets so rough that the boat just goes bang, 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 because the period between the waves is just so short. But there's no boat speed. You can't sail into it, and so it's sort of really bizarre. And then once the winds get above 15 plus knots, I just can't get any forward momentum if I'm hard on the wind. So I don't really have any option. I just got to put the engine on. Yeah, just hope I don't use up all my fuel before I get to the doldrums. Day 25. Oh, what do you know? More bloody squalls. Can't get rid of these things. It's just every day. It's relentless. It's quite cool today. It was cool yesterday as well, actually. Just really unsettled weather. There's just little cells everywhere. And I think I've mentioned the problem is that they just suck all of the surrounding wind out. And so, as you can hear, I got the engine on. I had to have it on all night last night to make any forward momentum. The equator is still about 150 miles away, but I'm just not confident that the weather's going to be any further settled when I pass it. My sense is that for probably a few hundred miles south, it's still going to be similar to this. So yeah,